Hey guys, what's up? It's Jules and I'm back with another one. We are going to talk about the scale. Is it a friend or is it a foe? To weigh yourself or not to weigh yourself? How often to weigh yourself? Are we emotionally triggered by the scale? What do we do if we are? So let's get into it because this is a big question from people about the scale and all of the emotions that go along with it. So have you weighed yourself yet? I know when I started my journey, I refused to weigh myself. I didn't want to. I didn't even want to know the number. When I started my weight loss journey, I wanted to lose at least 10 pounds before I would step on the scale because it was triggering for me. Welcome back to my channel. For those of you that don't know me, I am Jules. I have lost 50 pounds. I'm 5'1". I have now been able to maintain that weight loss for 2 years, longest time ever in my life, with the help of a GLP-1. And I want to talk to you about how the scale has helped me, and it used to terrify me. And the tactics that I've used, the strategies that I have used to try and get over that emotional trigger and to really see it as strictly a data point. And I'll admit I'm not perfect because it is still something in the back of my mind, but I would say 90 to 95% way better than I ever used to be. So if you're afraid of weighing yourself, this is the video for you. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment below. Let me know, how often do you weigh yourself? Do you even weigh yourself? Do you do it daily? Do you do it weekly? I know some people do it more than daily and they do it multiple times in a day. I'm going to talk about that as well and how that could be a detriment to you if your focus is on the scale too often. There's got to be a little bit of balance in there. So let's start with the emotional triggers. Society bombards us with numbers. You know, you should be this number and you're healthy. And if you're this number, you're unhealthy. And that could be a detriment, right? You can look at a number and all of a sudden you just feel like that number is all wrapped up into your own self-worth. And if it's a pound more, 2 pounds more, all of a sudden like, hey, I'm a failure, I'm a bad person. It's just a number, right? It is just a number, but it is really hard sometimes to separate the scale number with our feelings, how we feel about ourselves. And you walk around thinking, I'm just this number, but the reality is nobody looks at you like you're a number. Nobody's going, oh, she's 150, she's 180, he's 200, or, you know, she's 130, or nobody looks at you as a number, but we tend to look at ourselves that way, which is kind of ironic. So one of the things that got me into trouble was never weighing myself. I figured if I didn't know, I'd be okay. And I rationalized that by saying, well, I know how my clothes fit. So if my clothes start to get tight, that's an indication that I might need to lose weight. The problem with that is if you wear bigger clothes, looser clothes, or okay, you might have clothes that fit pretty good and then all of a sudden they get really tight, but you still get them on and you're like, I can still fit into these. But by that point, you could have easily put on 10 or 15 pounds and still fit into the clothing. That was me. And that was the justification that I used until you get to a point where you can't button those pants or zip them up or get that dress on and it just won't button in back or zip up. Well, then you know you've put on a lot more than you anticipated. So clothing may not be the best way to judge your weight. So one of the things that I did after I had lost about 10 pounds or so, I finally said to myself, I am going to get on the scale. I'm going to do it every day so I don't see drastic fluctuations. Because in my mind, I didn't want to just do it every week, because what if I'm up or down by like 3 pounds in a week? That is going to be more triggering to me than if I weigh myself daily and I can see the minor fluctuations, whether that's up or down. And I can deal with that more than a weekly or even a monthly. That I know that I could not deal with. So I'd rather be able to just deal with it on a day-to-day basis, as well as I wanted to also condition my mind to not get triggered and to really see it as a data point. So when I would step on the scale, especially in the beginning, I knew it was going to be a number I didn't like, but I was kind of prepared for that because I was on this journey now, and it was going to be temporary. And that's what I told myself. This is my starting point. It's temporary, and I'm only going to go down from here. And with the help of the GLP-1s, I know it's going to work this time. This time it's going to work. And I had faith and I had hope. It obviously did work, put in a lot of work as well, but it did start to work. So I tried to condition myself emotionally every single time that I step on the scale. And even to this day, my weight can still fluctuate 3, 4, 5 pounds, and I'm at maintenance, but I still have to remind myself mentally that even if the weight is up, even if the scale weight is up, it's not a reflection of who I am, or my character, my personality, how compassionate and loving and caring I am. It has nothing to do with that. And in fact, it could be water weight, it could be food weight. I could have put on some muscle. I hope I did. I think I did. Is it going to be 5, 10 pounds of muscle? No, I'm not going to put on that much, especially in a week, but all these different factors come in. So I'm constantly working on my mind to decondition myself from getting triggered. Now, one of the benefits of stepping on the scale every single day, you're not going to see wild, crazy fluctuations, and that's a good thing. And you have an opportunity to condition your mind every single day versus once a week or once a month. Now, the proper way to weigh yourself so that you're not getting crazy fluctuations and it is consistent is first thing in the morning, after you go to the bathroom, and ideally, weigh yourself nude or in very light pajamas that really don't weigh anything, but they should be consistent, like the same very, very light pajamas, or just go on nude. So you get the same reading at the same time in the same way every day. I have seen people upset because they'll weigh themselves in the morning and then the next day they'll weigh themselves after they have breakfast or lunch or even at night, and the scale's up. Well, of course it's going to be up. You just drank your coffee, you had water, you had your breakfast. That easily could be 3 to 5 pounds of fluid and food in you. It's not body fat, but you're not going to get a consistent reading. You're never going to know, if you're really up or down. So you have to be consistent. The best way to do it, again, first thing in the morning, after you use the bathroom, and also don't take a shower and wash your hair because the water in your hair is going to weigh down the scale, as well as it gets into your skin. So again, first thing in the morning, after you use the bathroom, do it nude and do it once a day. Because if you're gonna weigh yourself multiple times a day, you could get emotionally triggered just from all the other things that are in your body now. And why do that to yourself? You're kind of just tormenting yourself at that point. I do know some people that like to weigh themselves at night before they go to bed, because at night is kind of when you lose weight during your sleep. You actually literally breathe out body fat, and they usually get a drop in fat. So they like to see what they weighed that night, and then they see the drop in the morning. But I personally don't recommend that. If you're somebody and it works for you, that's amazing. Keep doing whatever works for you. Just keep doing that. But I know that wouldn't work for me. I'm good with every single day. And some people might think that's a little bit obsessive to do it once a day. But I've now been weighing myself every day since about, mid 2022. And it's much less triggering for me. In fact, I really don't get triggered at all. There are times when if it goes up, if I've had like a lot of salt or a lot of carbohydrates, it's gonna go up and I won't be thrilled with it. But I also know I'm like, all right, I'll go back down the next day. No big deal. And I move on with my day. In the past, before all of this, if I were to weigh myself, it would really devastate me. And I could be destroyed for days and just be upset and sad. And it really affected my mood and it affected my relationships. It really affected everything because it was so triggering. But because I've been able to maintain and trust my body and trust all the things, and I know where my weight is, I have a freedom now about the scale. It doesn't grab me anymore and twist me up. It's just a data point. So do you weigh yourself? And if so, how often do you weigh yourself? What has been the positive for you? Is there a negative for you? What works for you? Leave a comment. Let me know. Let others know what works for you, because hey, what works for me may not work for you. And that's okay. So you really need to find out what works best for your lifestyle to help you to lose weight and to, of course, most importantly, be able to maintain that loss. And just remember, the scale is only a tool. It does not define who you are as a person. It does not define your character, your personality, or how giving you are, or how compassionate or loving you are as a person. It is just a tool. It is a data point. So use it to help you to manage all of the things that you need to do in order to be healthy. If this resonated with you, please remember, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment, hit the bell button so you always know when the next video is coming. All of the likes and the comments and everything that you guys do will help to get this channel promoted more, will get my message out to more people. So I'm really grateful for anything that you can do to help get our message across to more people. And I hope you stay strong.